Welcome to my channel, Worldwise. I bet you didn't know the harrowing tale of survival that unfolded in the Andes. The Fairchild FEH-227D, a twin-engine turboprop, sliced through the crisp Andean air. On board Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571, 40 passengers and 5 crew members settled in for their journey. Among them were members of the Old Christians Club, a rugby team from Montevideo, Uruguay, their youthful energy filling the cabin with anticipation. They were headed to a match in Chile, their dreams soaring as high as the majestic peaks below. Little did they know fate had a cruel twist in store. As the plane navigated the treacherous mountain passes, disaster struck. A wall of white enveloped the aircraft. The plane, buffeted by ferocious winds, slammed into a hidden glacier at 13,800 feet. The world outside dissolved into a chaotic symphony of crunching metal and shattering glass. When the chaos subsided, an eerie silence descended upon the frozen wasteland. 12 souls perished instantly, their journey abruptly cut short. For the remaining 28, a harrowing fight for survival had just begun. The Andes, once a distant spectacle from their cabin windows, now loomed over them, a formidable and unforgiving captor. The survivors found themselves stranded on a desolate glacier, a frozen wasteland at the roof of the world. They were battered, bruised, and terrified. Their hopes, like the dwindling supplies scattered amongst the wreckage, began to fade with each passing hour. The biting cold pierced through their thin clothing, a constant reminder of the unforgiving wilderness that now held them captive. The crash site was a scene of utter devastation. The fuselage of the aircraft was fractured and mangled, a testament to the brutal force of the impact. Scattered amongst the debris were the personal belongings of the passengers, suitcases ripped open, photographs fluttering in the icy wind, remnants of lives abruptly interrupted. The survivors, many of them injured, huddled together amidst the wreckage, desperately seeking warmth and solace in the aftermath of the unimaginable. The air was thin and icy, piercing their lungs with each breath. The sun, though bright in the cloudless sky, offered little warmth. The temperature plummeted at night, dipping far below freezing. The survivors, lacking proper clothing for such extreme conditions, shivered uncontrollably. They huddled together inside the shattered fuselage, using whatever scraps of insulation they could find to shield themselves from the relentless cold. Frostbite became a constant threat, its icy grip claiming fingers and toes. Food was scarce. Their meager rations, salvaged from the wreckage, dwindled with each passing day. Hunger gnawed at their stomachs, a constant and painful reminder of their desperate situation. The survivors rationed every last crumb, their bodies growing weaker with each passing day. They knew they couldn't survive on hope alone. They needed a miracle. Days bled into nights, each one colder and more unbearable than the last. The survivors clung to life, their spirits buoyed by a sliver of hope that help would arrive. But as the days turned into weeks, that hope began to dwindle. The reality of their situation, the sheer remoteness of their location, settled upon them like a shroud. They were alone, forgotten by the world, stranded on a frozen mountaintop with death as their only companion. The injuries sustained during the crash worsened, becoming infected in the unsanitary conditions. Without proper medical supplies, there was little they could do but watch helplessly as infections spread. One by one, the weakest among them succumbed to their injuries and the unforgiving elements. Each death sent shockwaves through the dwindling group, a grim reminder of their own mortality. The once vibrant rugby team, full of life and dreams, was now being decimated by the cruel hand of fate. The survivors buried their dead in the snow, their bodies becoming grim reminders of the unforgiving nature of their predicament. The once unthinkable, the taboo, began to take root in their minds. The decision to consume the flesh of their deceased companions was not an easy one. It went against every fiber of their being, every religious and moral principle they held dear. But as their bodies grew weaker and the pangs of hunger intensified, they were faced with an agonizing choice: perish or do the unthinkable to survive. It was a decision made in the depths of despair, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit when pushed to the very brink. Under the pale light of the Andean sun, they performed the gruesome act with a sense of reverence and solemnity. It was a pact made not out of disrespect for the dead, but out of a primal urge to survive, to honor the memory of their fallen comrades by living on. The flesh and organs, though repulsive to their senses, provided much-needed sustenance, a macabre lifeline in their fight against starvation. It was a secret they would carry with them, a heavy burden that would forever link them to their ordeal. The act of consuming the dead, though abhorrent to their very core, had an unexpected effect. It gave them strength, both physically and mentally. It was a testament to their unyielding will to live, their refusal to surrender to the unforgiving grip of the Andes. They had stared death in the face and emerged, forever changed, but alive. As days turned into weeks, a glimmer of hope emerged from the depths of despair. Two of the survivors, Nando Parrado and Roberto Canessa, volunteered for a perilous mission. Driven by a desperate hope and fueled by the dwindling sustenance, they set out to find help. They knew the odds were stacked against them. They were weak, ill-equipped, and facing a treacherous journey across the unforgiving Andean landscape. Their journey was a testament to human endurance and the unbreakable bonds of friendship. They battled fatigue, hunger, and the bone-chilling cold. They scaled treacherous mountain passes, their lungs burning in the thin air. They navigated through treacherous crevasses and across vast glaciers, their every step a gamble against the unforgiving terrain. They drew strength from each other, their shared determination fueling their every step. For 10 grueling days they pushed onward, their bodies battered but their spirits unbroken. They clung to the hope that lay beyond the horizon, a hope that kept them going when all else failed. Their journey was a testament to the indomitable spirit of man, a beacon of hope in the face of unimaginable adversity. Through mountains and miracles, after what felt like an eternity, the desolate landscape began to change. The snow-capped peaks gave way to rolling hills. The icy silence was broken by the sound of rushing water. They had stumbled upon a small stream, a sign that life existed beyond the icy grip of the high Andes. With renewed vigor, they followed the course of the stream, their hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation. As they rounded a bend in the valley, a sight that would forever be etched in their memories greeted their weary eyes. In the distance, a lone horseman tended to his flock. They had found it, a sign of civilization, a beacon of hope in a desolate world. Their voices, hoarse from weeks of disuse, cracked as they called out, their cries echoing through the valley. The horseman, startled by their sudden appearance, approached cautiously. He listened intently as they recounted their harrowing tale, their words tumbling over each other in a torrent of Spanish. He offered them food and water, his weathered face etched with a mixture of disbelief and compassion. He promised to return with help. Rescue from the heavens. The news of their survival spread like wildfire, electrifying a world that had long given them up for dead. Helicopters, their rotors churning the thin mountain air, soared through the Andean sky, their arrival heralding the end of a 72-day nightmare. The sight of these mechanical birds descending from the heavens brought tears to the eyes of the survivors. They had been found. They were going home. One by one, the survivors were carefully lifted from their icy prison, their emaciated bodies swaddled in blankets. As they were flown over the treacherous terrain that had held them captive for so long, they couldn't help but marvel at the resilience of the human spirit. They had faced death and emerged forever scarred but alive. The world watched in awe and disbelief as the survivors, their faces etched with the physical and emotional scars of their ordeal, emerged from the helicopters. They were greeted with tears, embraces, and a collective gasp of astonishment. They had defied the odds, surviving against all odds in one of the most hostile environments on Earth. The world gasps. The story of Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 captivated the world. Newspapers ran headlines of their miraculous survival. Television crews from around the globe descended upon them, eager to capture their story. They became overnight celebrities, symbols of hope and resilience in a world often consumed by darkness, but their newfound fame came at a cost. They were hailed as heroes, their story a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Yet they were also met with skepticism and scrutiny. The decision to consume the flesh of their deceased companions, though born out of desperation, sparked controversy and debate. They were forced to confront the ethical and moral complexities of their actions, to justify their will to survive in the face of unimaginable circumstances. The survivors, forever bound by their shared experience, grappled with the aftermath of their ordeal. They struggled with survivors' guilt, the psychological scars of their trauma, and the weight of their story. They sought solace in each other's company, finding strength in their shared bond. They turned to their faith, finding comfort in the belief that a higher power had guided their steps. A legacy forged in ice. The legacy of Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 extends far beyond the harrowing tale of survival. It serves as a testament to the power of the human spirit, the unbreakable bonds of friendship, and the will to live even in the face of unimaginable adversity. Their story continues to inspire, reminding us that even in our darkest moments, hope can bloom in the most unexpected places. The survivors, forever marked by their ordeal, have gone on to lead fulfilling lives. They have shared their story with the world, not as heroes, but as ordinary people who faced extraordinary circumstances. They have used their platform to advocate for the importance of organ donation, a poignant tribute to the pact that ensured their survival. The crash site in the high Andes stands as a silent memorial to the lives lost and the resilience of those who survived. It is a place of pilgrimage for some, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of the human spirit. The story of Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571, though rooted in tragedy, is ultimately a story of hope, resilience, and the extraordinary lengths we will go to for survival and for each other. My next video is coming up. Watch it now.